All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Japa Code. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Japa Code. Here we are in the studios. We're live now, and I have my guest with me today. Also, my name is Yemi. I will see my face. All right, you can see my face. Just a second. Yeah, there I am. There I am. All right. So this is Yemi. I will certify you're the host of the Japa Code, and I'm here today, as always, to talk to you about the Japa Code. The topic today would be: Are you ready to Japa? Are you ready to Japa? And to do justice with me today is none other than our guest, the Deputy Director of in the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, and the head of the Migrant Resource Center, Maureen Ovie. Great to have you, man. Thank you so much for joining in. Can you hear me, though? Am I loud and clear? Let's be sure.
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you
Fantastic.
for having me on the program.
Fantastic. Yes, you're welcome, man. Thank you so much. We had a great time last Sunday talking about Are You Ready to Japa? What do you think? Was it wonderful last Sunday?
It was a great way to make an entry into the place. It was quite interesting too. So we're looking forward to viewers' feedback so that
Importance
we'll know.
of qualifications. And then we spoke about all the things that you need to put yourself together before you even consider japaring, and it was a great time we had. Before we dig into this, happy election, happy election
Yes,
season.
yes, yes. The election was a wonderful time. I hope it was peaceful in your end because it was very
Yes,
peaceful
it
in my
was.
end.
We thank God. It was. And everywhere they had little skirmishes here and there, the security structures was able to contain all the excesses. And it's
Yeah,
very
that
important.
was
Like they say, election in Nigeria. Exactly, election in Nigeria is fundamental. So it's very, very important to the entire Africa and the rest of the world. And here we are. We are still growing in the process. I'm sure that at the end of this process, we will be able to have our chosen, chosen new president, and I'm sure that Nigeria
hopefully.
will move forward yet again. So awesome. Congrats, Nigerians. Great job today and yesterday
Yes,
and today. And by the end of today, we will know
yes,
who our leaders will be. All right. So today we're talking about Are You Ready to Japa Part 2? All right. And we're looking at a topic very exciting. So we're looking at the elements of integration into the destination country. In which case, now when you get into the country you are traveling to, because we're hankering on preparing everybody to get into for them to get into the zone of what is required when you want to travel, so that you don't become a victim of illegal migration, become a victim of not able to settle in properly and making it difficult for you to advance your life and the likes of them. So, are you ready to jump out? We're looking at what are the things that should be in mind concerning integration in the destination country. So I want to ask you real quick, jumping right in, what should be the priority in the minds of a migrant concerning the host nation? What should be priority in the mind of a migrant concerning where he's going into? You want to share some of these things with us?
yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Yemi. For a migrant who is going to another country, there are so many things that comes to your mind. This is the integration process. First and foremost, there are so many things you will meet that will pose itself as challenges. So you must be ready to sort them out even before you go. You might meet issues of because that process is an economic mobility and social inclusion for the migrants. So you need to take it step by step. Challenges like the kind of clothes you need to wear, the kind of weather you are going to meet, the new environment, new people, and the acceptance from country to country varies. Some can take a while and some can take much longer. Averagely, it takes between 1 to 2 years to significantly feel integrated in overseas into a place where you are going. So you will experience that, and then you should be prepared for it. What are the challenges you're going to meet? What are the things you should get into? The cultural shock, number one. Psychologically, you'll be thrown off balance. First, as we cross this climate, you're entering another climate, completely different. The weather change is there. We're looking at insufficient knowledge of official language in case it's not even an English speaking country. Even if it's an English speaking country, the accent with which we speak is different from the one we speak. At times, you might not even pick what they are saying until after a while, your senses begin to adjust to their kind of accent. Often too, they might not hear you. So you need to be patient. Those are some psychological imbalances that you might get to see. Then the issue of finding a decent job is also there. The issue of accommodation, financial challenge, knowing and adapting to new social rules. These are so many things you need to get a hand on. Then you also have institutional barriers. How legit are you? How are your papers there? Are you if you are regular, yes, it will be a lot much easier. Then there are stages of integration. We have the honeymoon stage, the initial stage when you go to the new place. Wow, this is beautiful, this is sweet. You tell yourself, I've made it, I'm here. Yes, I'm very comfortable. The sky is my limit. I'm going to hit, those kind of positive vibes. That is the honeymoon stage as you get there. But gradually, as you begin to settle, that euphoria begin to subside. Then you begin to be faced with so many problems that you likely have to overcome for you to be able to integrate very well there. You begin to feel homesick, you begin to feel lonely, you begin to feel overwhelmed by a new culture, particularly if there's a language barrier. Then there may be fatigue gradually as a result of poor understanding of indigenous actions, their local conversations, and their ways of doing things, which definitely will be different from yours, from where you are coming from. So you need to adjust and begin to adapt to that. There might be this integration process can take a while. Symptoms in this stage include frustration, irritability, homesickness, depression, feelings of being lost and out of place, and that fatigue. These are feelings you get at that frustration stage after the initial euphoria has worn off. Then you get now from that frustration stage, you enter the adaptation stage. This is where you gradually begin to feel more at home in this new country. As you begin to adjust to learning new language, some very vital words in the language, command words that can help you to get by day, relating with others. You begin to get these the words, the right words. You are able to communicate in a few phrases and words. You begin to adapt. Then you have a will to try new things, and at last the process of integration has begun for such a migrant. Then you now get to the acceptance stage. At this stage, there's a better understanding of beliefs of that place where you are now, and you begin to feel, it's after, I don't think it's too bad. I can truly adjust. I can make a new home in this my place. I can improve on it. So you begin to appreciate the new culture. Then you now have the increased confidence, and you become more relaxed and happier in this acceptance stage. That even though the new culture may not be completely understood, but at least the realization now sets in that, oh, it's not so bad. It's enough to function and to thrive in this new environment. So these are stages of adaptation in that integration stage. Yes, there are lots of barriers too you will face while trying to get your feet there. Like I mentioned, insufficient knowledge of official language is there, the weather conditions, the inadequate, especially if you don't have enough educational skills you need to integrate into the labor system in the place. Your skills are inadequate. Those are challenges you need to find a way to overcome. Finding a decent job there, opportunity is also there. Financial barriers, if you are not well prepared to, at least if you don't have enough savings for you to be able to adjust for a while before you begin to earn income, it's going to be a big problem, it's going to be a big challenge. Psychologically, it makes you feel inadequate. But if you have enough financial resources to tide you by before you get a decent job, you feel that confidence, you are able to adapt easily. You also have access to services over there. Those are challenges. Where do I get this service? Where do I get this? The things I need to settle down in my new home. How do I get these services? And how much does it cost? Am I able? Am I prepared? Then you also have to grapple with the new social rules in that place. because the rules from where you are coming from is quite different from where you are now. So you need to understand the rules of where you are in order to adapt efficiently and effectively. Because you need to understand the local things,
Yeah,
things, and so that you avoid areas and you don't enter their space. Some people are very sensitive about certain things. You come, you abuse their culture, you are marked. So you need to know exactly, oh, who are these people? What do they need? How can I just fit in and not, bring myself out as on the negative side, not even being helpful. So we have to be very careful about that. And the food too is there. So many of
fantastic.
us, yes,
I want to just add. I want to add. I want to not add. I want to just highlight some sections. Really, I wanted to just drive it home well, but let me just highlight some sections now. A lot of fantastic items you've all rolled out, but let's highlight some of them. Now, there's for those people, current trend. We have people who are going as students across universities all over the world, and of course, of late, we have people who are getting jobs, which is the most current element of concern now. People
migration.
are getting jobs and coming now. Yes, migration for through migration. Now the
Yes,
thing is, a
migration.
lot of people are getting, yes, people are getting the jobs. Many of them, because again, underlining majority of the underlining reason why they are going is Japa, which is why this is called Japa code. So yes, but we're not talking about the fact that why you're wanting to Japa, you now say, you know what, just give me any study, any course of study. Let me just be able to go abroad and just do something, just get out from here and go abroad. So you have people that are just taking up courses that are really not relevant, really not, they're not really able to interpret those courses as it concerns job and value adding and the likes of them. You have those. So they get there and then they finish the course. They are looking for any other, which is basically the focus is to be able to integrate. Okay, you have those people. You also have people who are going for jobs who are not reading the contracts of the job they are being employed for. And at the end of the day, by the time you get there, you find out that they're doing much more. For instance, one of the trends videos situation that's happening now is people who are in the healthcare sector, who are in the UK, who are getting jobs and they're signing contracts. They're getting there only to find out that the contract is not giving them shifts. It's just marathon running from AM all the way to PM. And in between, when they have what do you call it now? When they have breaks, they're not being paid for breaks. They're not being paid for movement from point to point. They are running back end to back end. So I just want us to drive home the element of what exactly is the details of what you are going there to go and do. If you're going for a job, what is the detail of the job? What's the contract you're signing for the job? So you don't end up into another level of slavery, or ignorantly. And then you have course of studies that are not relevant to anything. So you get there, you're doing, I don't know, animal husbandry, animal something, and you have no interest really in pursuing that as a career. I want us to just maybe drive home the importance of contracts when it comes to integration there and the likes of them, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yemi. The issue of going to read a course of study that is really not relevant just because you want to go out first, it's something people should be discouraged from doing. Because at the end of the day, by the time you're done with that course of study, you discover that you're actually not needed in that society. You're not going to add value. That is where you see some of them become irregular migrants because now they overstay their visa, their study visa, and all, and they begin to look for where to now push their head. So it's very paramount that before you go, you find out the kind of skill deficient over there. You can find out the kind of skills they need over there. You find out the kind
I
of
think that's very important. That's very, very important. That issue of the skill deficient they need there. Because
yes,
after you
yes,
even
yes,
finish the course of study, some of them have like 2 years, they allow you to work. But what are your value
yes.
are you adding into the system? Yes, please go on.
So what you need to do a thorough study of where you are going. Find out these things. What is the skills deficient? What is the thing I can add? So even if you're there on a wrong course of study in quotes, let me use the word wrong in quotes, you are there, you can still find your fit. Thankfully, most of them have this work permit in between study hours. It could be for 4 hours, it could be for 6 hours. So when you have this, go into that industry, begin to pick that skills Begin to pick it. You can start off as an apprentice, you can start off as a volunteer. You might not even need to be paid. Find how you pay your way through school, but begin to get knowledge in that area. Then, if it's a skill that needs certification in the same country, begin to find a way to get the certification on that skill. Because once you get it and you're done with your course of study, you are not able to fit in back into the system. And because possibly you are volunteer, you have offered your services for free. By the time they'll need people to take those positions, you'll be among the first they will give that offer. So you are able to sort that out. And secondly, you are going from here to over there to get a job. You need to find out what kind of job. People have run the risk of being trafficked because they got jobs that are not really there. That's number one. Number two, they might not be trafficked. You actually get the job, but it's not what you expected. You see people even signing contracts in a language that is not English that you don't even understand. And there's no interpreter to break it down for you. It will be foolish to just, with your eyes open, you walk into a ditch. So it's very paramount. You get the experts here to help you to run through, do background check, not only of the job, the company that is offering it, the agent that is facilitating the travels, and you do it in a collaboration with the agencies here, like our office, for instance. You come over, you find out what are these things that I'm going into. Yes, by now, bilateral labor agreement is not that common. So there's no collective protective thing for now. But what you can do, watch out for where you are going. Run it through. These employment agencies, make sure you go through registered and private employment agencies. You don't just go through unregistered one. That is where we run into a problem. By the time you get there, most times it's often too late for you to begin to cry host. Best you get a background information on these places you are going, the job offer, the terms and conditions that is being offered you. Is it something in line with the laws? If it's not in line with the laws, what are the grievance settlement mechanisms? Who are you going to reach out to when the problem busts on you over there? How do you solve the problem? How do you come out from it before it becomes too late for you? These are basic background information you need to get before you get a job. It's not every job they're offering over there that is actually
a good job. Exactly. I love the part where you said, be able to know what are the alternatives, what are the options for you now, because there are people who have been ignorant and they fall victim of this thing. The next thing we're going to be looking at is what are the structures that are available for redress, as it were, that the Nigerian system in those nations, in terms of the agreements that they've had, the embassies and licenses, what are the options available to people who are there and are looking for a soft landing, some support system? Before we get into that question, we're going to go for a quick break right now. We have a vox pop again that we have put together to look, just hear from the streets what exactly it is that they know as the requirements for them to be able to be able to relocate, as the case might be. So what do people know? So let's just take this quick break. I guess it's still here, and so am I. And by the time we come back, we'll just get that. We'll continue the discussion. Stay with us.
Can I meet you once every Mr. President? If you had the opportunity to travel to any country of your choice, which country would it be and why?
I prefer to travel to US.
US, United States. Yes. Okay, why would you prefer to travel?
Because the economic of Nigeria is too high. With the economic situation now, things are price of goods and commodities is rocketing. The hardship is getting worse day by day. So I prefer to travel so that I can pursue my institution.
Okay, nice and interesting. Can you please highlight 10 documents that you need to travel to US?
I think one of the prerequisites is the international passport first. Yes. One of the prerequisites. So it's number one. So
aside passports, which other documents?
I think after international passport is your visa.
Sure. You want to leave this country. You already agreed that you want to leave this country. I just want to ask you one more time. Do you know the required documents that it takes for you to travel out of the country?
Whatever requirement it is you require for, and a 10 million naira I am sure that I can cover it. And my desired country is Canada, which I know is less than 5 million.
Okay, I'm talking about the papers now. What papers do you think that you need to get before
Get
you
your
travel?
visa, your passport is less than 5 million naira. So this is not a country.
Good afternoon, sir. Can we meet you, please? What's your name?
My name is Christian Odogu.
Christian Odogu. Okay, sir. Nice to meet you. My question for you is, if you had the opportunity to travel to any country of your choice, which country would you pick?
Thank you. Number one, I'd love to go to Germany.
Germany.
Yes, where I can work hard and make my living.
Okay, you feel that when you go to Germany, you'll be able to work hard and make your living there.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, that is very interesting. Can you list the required documents that you need to be able to travel to Germany?
Fine. I will need my passport.
Passport,
I need my visa.
visa.
I need my. When I get to that place, I would like to need my green passport
Okay, you like to
To
obtain
make-
your green passport.
to make my living.
Okay, to make your living. Okay, that's you're talking of your work permit
Yeah.
and probably maybe your residence permit. Okay, that's very interesting. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate.
Thank you so much. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We're still on the Japa code and we're talking about You Ready to Japa Part 2. Fantastic there. I mean, asking people questions on what do you think you need for you to be able to Japa? What are the basic requirements that require? Thank God everybody say passport and visa. Hallelujah. You know, because you have people, funny enough, you have people today who are falling victims of this irregular migration who are not even considered. And they told them, I mean, I've read a lot of stories. They told them, you're going to, when you get to this point, they would, you just, when you get to the other side, they will give you the visa. And then you're moving on the journey without a visa. Why would you think you would ever get to the other side without a visa? Into another man's land. And you know the visa is the requirement to get there. It's unbelievable. But, well, here we are to be able to correct all those kind of kind of knowledge. And so we're going back to the talk on when you get to the other side. Maybe you can help us. What are the safe landing structures that our government have in place to help Nigerians who are jackpot? Because the truth about it, that, like I said, even currently, the returns from the diaspora is quite significant in the national revenue. So, what exactly is the structure that are in place that would help to cushion such people who are faced with such dilemmas? Maybe some challenge when it gets there. If you can help us with some of them. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
There are government agencies out there. Like from Ministry of Labor, there is a labor attaché, even in Geneva, as much as we're trying to also spread it to other countries. The labor attaché is also there to listen to labor migration issues and be able to profile solution to all those things. So we also have the foreign affairs, embassies and consular offices spread out there. They are also first contact for any Nigerian immigrant that is in need of help out there to be able to reach out to and get his problems solved. Those are government agencies you can reach out to. Then also in most countries, you have these cultural clusters. Association of Yoruba people, Association of Igbo people, they are virtually all over. So if you are going out, get contacts of such groups. So they also help to watch out for your back and they are able to guide you appropriately in order to get any kind of information or help you need out there. So in the case of such troubles, they are able to link with home and say, oh, this person is in this challenge. We are trying to see how we can get him out of it. So it's very important you stay connected. Once you are going out, don't cut off from home. Make sure you still have your link there, your people they are reaching you and all. Then you should also have people down here that are watching out for your interests. Don't be a solo player. Don't you came from a society. Remember to maintain that societal relationship, whether out there or here. So that way people watch out for you. They know that okay, these and these are the challenges, and whichever way they can help, they interface to ensure that that challenge you have is solved, and you have a stable environment to settle in and make the money you went out there to make.
Yeah, I want us to drive home this last 2 points you mentioned. I read a recent publication by the UK government regarding the adult care route and all of that. And one of the things they said was that some budget is going to be released or has been released to the sector to help pushing the expenses, the expenses, and of course put a bit more structure, government involved structures into helping people to stabilize, even the employers stabilize, the carers, the employers stabilize, the applicants to also stabilize. Now, one of the things that they earmarked the budget for is something you mentioned very importantly, is the element of integration into the system, because a lot of people are coming in who are not familiar with their system and they need to absorb them properly. And one of the parts they mentioned is the issue of clusters, issue of societal neighborhood clusters to help them to integrate. Now, a lot of people who are leaving this country, many of them are like, but thank God, oh, I've gone, oh, I have no business. But it's a life for the future. There's no way you're not going to need a support system. I want us to really drive home that part, because it's extremely critical to you being able to settle in. There are people who have been in the system already, your fellow countrymen, as it were, and even your tribe men who have been there, who have gone through the process. It's important to emphasize why you must belong to something, including because another thing I also know is element of the Citizens Advisory Bureau, people that are set up by the government to advise citizens, people who are in the country legally, on how to work, how to ensure that you're not going foul of the law and how to take advantage of all the opportunities around you and all of that. I want us to drive home that element of working, being part of a system, not in isolation. If you understand what I'm trying to say.
I do. I get your point, sir. Most of these reintegration system is not just in one country. Most countries, they are beginning to know that that's the need for that link between migrants coming in and their integration into the system. Those they are setting it up in every place. It helps them a lot. It helps them to plan. It helps them to ensure that the numbers that they actually have on their database is what they actually have. Because those clusters, they are all also under the watch of the government. So they are able to know, oh, these ones are coming
able to track as well. Yes.
As well. So that's where you're also taken care of, and you are now built into the general structure of the nation, and you are amongst the numbers that is recognized and you are provided for, so that you don't shift their system and things and go out of place. So that reintegration clusters is all over. Similar ones are even here. We have our reintegration committee, even those coming in, returning, not just the locals, those immigrants here too, is available to them. All the people in the migration corridor, they are in that committee. They are able to take care of these people. When this is yours, everybody knows, oh, this is my services that I can render to this person. So which kind of need comes up determines the agency that will take care of that person within that reintegration committee. So there's a referral system. So when it's like, oh, this is my challenge, it's not my purview, you're moved to the next agency whose duty it is to take care of you in that area. So they are all together. They understand, they play by the rules. They most even have SOPs that they operate with. So you know, this is my role, but we are all there. So they're able to take care of these migrants effectively and efficiently. And the system runs very, very well, as is expected to.
Yeah, I think a lot of people need to know. Yeah.
People should be encouraged too to lace through those cultural clusters to be able to be identified and catered for.
Fantastic. I think people need to know that there's so much you can take advantage of, so much in structures and systems that's available for you to save to land, but it's available for you to get the knowledge, the information that you require for you to take better decisions. I think it's very fantastic. Well, we're bringing to this episode today to a close, but I want us to just quickly talk about the element of so a lot of people who left this country, who are moving out, many of them are shutting down their life here because they are relocating, practically shutting down. And this like I'm never coming back kind of system. But we know it's inevitable. You are going to come back. You are going to. So I want us to just quickly just talk about the importance of not throwing away the key, even though you shut down. Don't throw away the key of your nation, because there will come a time that you would want to come back. When you come back in, it's not just enough for you to say, I'm bringing the money from there in. What are you doing here? What are you setting up here for yourself, for your children, for your family? And you can't throw the key when your mommy is still here, your daddy is still here, or your uncle and cousins are still here. So I want to just quickly just talk about that real quick on that one.
In African balance, more often when a child is living up, they say, remember the child of whom you are. So we also sound that advice. Yes, and they are going over the, remember the child of whom you are. Remember where you are coming from. No matter the situation, you must keep in touch with home. It is not advisable to abandon your family and friends once you move abroad. Because during the process of reintegration, there are lots of things to take care of. Finding a job, accommodation, things that could give you feelings of loneliness and depression and mental stress. But once you are linking
I love
with home, once you are in touch with home, most of these things are relieved. You call your parents, you call your cousin that you grew up together, you laugh off lots of things. Let me tell you, over there, they take good care of their mental health. Mental health means a lot to them. It's down here in our race that is like it means nothing. But at the end of the day, by the time you get statistics of people doing terrible things because their mental health is not in order, you know that these things they matter. Home is your root, is your background, is your foundation. You must keep in touch. Once you connect with your loved ones, these feelings of depression and terrible loneliness, it is relieved to an appreciable extent. When you keep in touch with your home, that's a good support system. You have the emotional support, you have the esteem support, you have the network support, the sense of belonging. That matters a lot in your integration. Then you have information support. This will always help you wherever you go. And then knowing that you, even as much as you have sold or you have given up, remember that home is also home. Now they have somebody here that you trust, that you can relate with, even when you want to, even if you're not coming back. But there's also need to invest. Nothing stops you from investing in your home. These contact people, they will help you a lot to make sure, even if you think you are throwing away the key, one day when you come back, there's still something that already has been put in place down here at home for you that you can use to leverage on while you try to stand up again. So it's very paramount.
Fantastic.
Migrants keep in touch with home.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. You deserve a clap. A kind of oh my God, it's so deep. Right now, my mind is just going to. We need to have this talk, this particular last bit of it, because a lot of people right now migrating. It's not a bed of roses like they thought it would be getting there. And right now, so many people are struggling to just level out. Not able to settle in very well. And back home, the what's called now, this, I don't know, can I call it stigma now? The mentality of being able to call home only to say that these are bad, these are terrible. You don't want to say all of that. So a lot of people are struggling with being able to keep their head above water mentally while they navigate through.
Sorry
yes,
to
please.
interject here. Do you know, even because you have people that you trust and love you at home, you can actually open up to the challenges you are going through. We have seen situations where relatives send money to people abroad. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
If you have a deep root here, if you have a deep root, there's no way parents will abandon you. There's no way your siblings that you love, you've grown up with, will abandon you. So no matter what you're going through, once you are sincere, you are open. It's running from pillar to post and pretending to be who you are not. That is where most of them run into trouble. But once you tell your people down here, the rich challenge, they don't even ask you for money anymore. People send money here now to us abroad for them to tide over. Then when they get their feet, they are now able to be weaned from support from home. So it's very necessary they keep in touch with them. Then when you are now okay, you can now start sending remittances to also help down here. So it's good to always keep in touch with home. North, south, east, or west, home is the best.
Hey, yay! Home is the best. I love that roundup. Fantastic. We're gonna have this next Sunday edition. We're gonna talk a bit more to settle in a bit on this issue of the psychology of it, the integration, the support system bits of it. So a lot of people who are there, right, who are feeling a bit overwhelmed. They just had weeks they've been there, and it's like the whole world is coming down. They will be able to have an understanding of how to balance out and all of that. Thank you so much. My guest has been the Deputy Director of the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, Ms. Maureen Ovie, who is also the director at the Migrant Resource Center. Thank you so much, Ma, for the knowledge you have shared with us today. It's been a beautiful one. It's been a fantastic one. Thank you so much. Everybody, I'm sure everyone has been really, really blessed today by the depth of the discussion today. For those of us who maybe you missed the first version, the first episode, you could just go back and watch it. And of course, this one also is available also for you to watch again. It's an information-loaded episode that would help a lot of people to be able to take informed decision. All right, thank you so much. It's been a great time this evening. A great time here. My name is Yemi Awoso Adefajo on the Japa Code, and we have been talking about are you ready to Japa? All right, so that we can give information that would add to all the decisions we are going to be taking. Whether you're about to go or you're in there, we want to cover the grounds as much as possible. Thank you so much for spending this time with us, and we'll see you again next week, Sunday. Please, like we said, like the channel, subscribe to it, click on the notification icon so you can receive receive information as we make new posts on this channel, the WIMO Network channel. Thank you so much for spending our time here today. It's been an awesome one. The Migrant Resource Center is available for anybody who you require information for you to be able to take informed decision before you travel. Walk up to them. They are active within Nigeria. They're active for those who are going out of Nigeria with the information that is required. They have so many trainings. I think it's over 60 or 70 training package they have for those who are here to help them to settle in. You're there, you want to come in here, you don't know how to navigate. Hey, talk to the Migrant Resource Center. And of course, they have an exchange program with the Nigerian, is it National Exchange Labor? You know what? I'm going to just bring that back in before I model that up. Sorry, ma. Please help me. I'm fine, model it up. What's the NELEX? What's that NELEX full meaning again?
NELEX is National Electronic Labor Exchange. It's a job market where we bring employers and job seekers together. They link up, they match, and we match them. We place.
Is it like you said? And
the job market.
A lot of information. You guys, let me let you know.
We can be reached on our social media pages too, and our call centers. They are open for calls. They are open for SMSs and even job searches. We are available. Our office, like you said, is in front of Passport Office in Ikoyi. We are on Facebook. We are on Twitter. We are on Instagram. Now on YouTube. Facebook is at FMLE NELEX, and Twitter is at Migrant Resource Center Lagos. Our Instagram is at FMLE NELEX. Those are pages. Then our call centers is 0802 533 1479. That's the first line. And the second line is 0803 878 2505. Those are our call centers. We can be reached at those numbers at any time to offer you the services we are trained to offer you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much. We're going to be having a lot of other structures that would help to pass this information out to us, and soon enough, everything would be, things will get better and stronger. All right. So, but like, it's very, very easy. Very, very easy. Just go to Ikoyi Passport Office. Before you go into Passport, you see one gate on the left. Enter the gate. Say you are going to Migrant Resource Center. Right there. She's at the door. Of course, it's not at the door. But if you didn't get into the premises, just ask for them. You can always go and make all your inquiries. All your inquiries there. It's a great place to work, and a great place to also attend to questions of people. You call there, you get a lot of information. They have so many things they're doing there. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much. So, all right, everybody, it's been great being here today. Thank you so much for the time we spent together. We'll see you again next week, Sunday by 5 p.m. Have a great one. Thank you.